Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a cooking video and one of my favorite soup recipes. So today I'm going to show you how to make roasted cauliflower soup. So before we begin, let's go over the ingredients. I've got my cauliflower that I've just broken into small to medium pieces. You don't want it too small or when you're roasting it they'll burn, but also not too big because then it'll take too long to cook. And I've got some onions, garlic, some shredded cheese. This is mozzarella, but if you want you can use cheddar or any kind of other cheese you like. I've got some chicken stock. This here is the instant chicken stock, the powder. So what you do is you just take for every cup you take 1 teaspoon of this and mix it in. That's really good, so you don't have to worry about if you don't finish a full can or box of chicken stock, you'd have to refrigerate it. This you can keep in the cupboard. You'll need some olive oil, some dried thyme, salt and pepper to taste, and some milk. Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna start with my cauliflower. I have here a large baking pan that I've just put a piece of parchment paper down on, and I'm going to take my cauliflower and just dump it all on. So we're going to be roasting our cauliflower before we begin with the soup. So you want to make sure that it's on a nice flat, like even level. Nothing is piled on top of each other or it's going to take too long to roast, and the ones on the bottom might not get roasted nice and brown. So just evenly spread them out. And you're just going to take some olive oil, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons, and drizzle it over the top. Okay, then you're just going to want to give it a good mix. And then spread it back out. So in the meantime, I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and once that's up to temperature, I'm going to pop these in for about 40 to 45 minutes. It can vary depending on your oven, but you'll just want to check to make sure that they're not mushy, but they're nice and soft and the edges are nice and golden brown. Okay, so I just popped in my cauliflower into the oven. I'm gonna let that roast for a little while, and then once it's done, I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then we can put the rest together. Okay, so my cauliflower is done. So this is what the cauliflower looks like. You can see it's got nice color on it. So I'm just going to set it aside to cool while I mix the rest up. Okay, so I've got a large saucepan here that's coming up to temperature with some olive oil in it, and I'm going to add to that my onion. I'm just going to saute that for a couple minutes, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add my garlic. You just want to cook that until the onions are nice and translucent, so that needs about 30 to 45 more seconds, and then I'm going to add in my garlic and thyme. Okay, that's looking good. I'm just going to add in my garlic and my thyme. Okay, so I'm just going to lower the temperature down a little, and then I'm going to add my cauliflower into the pot. Just going to give it a stir. Next, you're gonna add in your stock. I'm just gonna give it a whisk because I'm using the powder, so you just wanna make sure that there's no lumps. And then pour that in. Okay, so I just raised the temperature up to medium high, and I'm gonna bring this to a simmer. Then I'm gonna put the lid on and let it cook for 15 minutes. So this has been simmering for about 15 minutes or so, and that looks good. Just gonna give it a stir. And if there's any really large pieces of cauliflower, you can just use your spoon to break it up. But we're gonna blend it, so it's not gonna be, not too necessary. So I'm gonna shut off the heat, and then I'm just gonna take a ladle and just fill up my blender. You don't want to overfill the blender, so I would say 1/3 to halfway full. That looks good. Just gonna pop on the lid. There. That looks really good, nice and creamy. You can totally throw it back in the pot and then keep going like that. I find it gets over blended when you do that, so I'm just pouring it out into another bowl. And then you just keep going. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put everything back into the large pot. This bowl might be hot, so be careful. You don't want it to splatter. Make sure you get a spatula and scrape out everything. Okay, so I've poured it back into the pot, and now I'm just gonna add I'm gonna actually turn it back on to medium and add in my milk. Give that a stir. So this soup is not super like watery, it's more on the thicker side. So if you wanted it to be a lot thinner, you can add more milk, or you could add more stock in the beginning, but I like it like this. I'm just gonna stir that and just bring it to a simmer. Okay, so now that this has heated up to temperature, you're gonna start to add in your cheese. So you're just gonna add in about a handful or so, just sprinkle it in, and then you're gonna stir it until it's completely dissolved and incorporated before you add in any more. Once the cheese has been added in, you're gonna wanna give it a taste. And season it accordingly, so salt and pepper. That is it. That is my favorite roasted cauliflower soup. I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments how you like it. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video. Bye guys.